Hey, it's April from the Possible Diet, and I have a really exciting recipe today. This is something that I used to eat a lot of before I realized how high in carbs it was. I'm a huge fan of Garten. I love her recipes, but they're not all low carb, and she's famous for her curried chicken salad. And so this curry chicken salad is lower carb than hers. It's not the same. Don't expect it to be the same, but it gives me the flavors that I love with fewer carbs. And one of the essential ingredients in this recipe is my faux chutney. And so I'm going to post this recipe. I'll link it in this video, but I make a faux chutney with mango powder and apricot applesauce that is fewer carbs than like a Major Gray's chutney. And that's what I use in this. So the first thing we're going to do is make our flavored mayonnaise. And for this flavored mayonnaise, you need about a cup and a half, 1 cup of mayonnaise. I'm eyeballing this. A lot of my recipes I eyeball. The only thing I'm really stringent about measuring is usually carbs. So you need about a cup of mayonnaise, a half a cup of Greek yogurt or Icelandic. I use this to pump up the protein. It's nice to get your protein from like different sources. This also helps reduce the fat because it takes the place of about 1/3 of the mayonnaise. And then you want to add 3 tablespoons of my faux chutney. This has a mango-y, apricot-y, spicy flavor. And I find that it gives that kick that Major Gray's does without the refined sugar. So it's nice. It's funny, when I was developing it, I realized that the amount of applesauce that I wanted to use had the same amount of carbs as this apricot jam that I was going to use, but I used the applesauce instead because it had more fiber and no sugar. So I really try to keep sugar out of my dishes when I can. And so then you add 3 tablespoons of curry powder. You can use any kind of curry powder. This is Frontier Spice brand, but you know, try different curry powders and see which ones are your favorite. They're all sort of the same, but they each have their nuances that are slightly different. The reason why you add curry powder and chutney is the chutney has a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of tang, and a little bit of heat in it. Chutney typically has vinegar in it, and mine has a lot of vinegar in it. It's really tangy. So it gives it a little bit of a nuance. So once you have your flavored mayonnaise, then you want to add your chicken. This is just rotisserie chicken that I chopped up. In Ina's recipe, of course, she like roasts her chicken and like, you know, makes it fresh. But I find that I get really busy and I often just don't have time to like roast a whole chicken. So I'll just get a rotisserie chicken from the store and then chop it up to use in recipes like this one. And then a cup of chopped up celery. I'm a little vague with vegetables. Sometimes I add more, sometimes I add less. Never be afraid to add more vegetables to a dish. You'll get to know your limit, and you'll probably end up pushing that limit a little bit as you want more crunch and more color and more flavor in things. The important thing is that you get the balance of mayonnaise and seasonings right. And then most curry chicken salad has golden raisins in it, or even regular raisins, and dried fruit is very concentrated in carbs. So I use chopped up apple, which gives it that same crunch, that same sweetness, for fewer carbs and more fiber. And only a cup of apples, it's fine. You might be tempted to use grapes, but grapes are also high in carb. So stick with the apples. And you want to stir kind of like after every addition. And then 1/4 to 1/3 cup of green onion, depending on how oniony you like your salad dressing or your curried chicken salad. If you don't have green onion, you can use chopped up red onion, or half the amount of like shallots. And then I add slivered almonds. You can also use cashews, but slivered almonds, they add like a nuttiness to it, for, you know, less volume. Don't be afraid of cashews. Don't be afraid of nuts. You know, a few nuts now and then in a recipe aren't going to kill you unless they're candied pecans. Stay away from candied pecans. They are just, you might as well be putting M&Ms on your salad. That's all I have to say about candied pecans. So yeah, fresh slivered almonds, you can, or sliced almonds, you can also use slivered almonds. I find chopped almonds like just doesn't work quite as well in this recipe. But that's your curry chicken salad. It's literally that easy. And you can serve this on top of a bed of greens. You can eat this by itself, just as a salad, put it on some whole grain toast, or in like a low carb pita. And it's really easy to make and super simple to snack on. So enjoy.